Use my code PAY10 to get 10% off your next order of Advanced GG. In today's Destiny 2 God Roll Guide, we're going to be talking about the Watchful Eye Legendary Machine Gun. Going to go over all the perks that can roll on it and going to give you my opinion on what I think is the God Roll and what you guys should be chasing. Machine guns are feeling good in Heresy. We have an artifact perk that complements machine guns very well. But before we get into this, consider subscribing. 91% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed. It's completely free to do, and you guys will get some crispy gaming content. And with that being said, let's get into it.
Yo, it's time to subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. What are you doing?
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous.
Subscribe to Paid to Be Famous. Like the video, come on.
Hell
you know
yeah.
the drill.
Button.
And slap that like button.
So if you want to get your hands on the Watchful Eye Machine Gun, your best bet is to head into the Nether activity, specifically the Expert version. It is a bit more challenging than the normal version, but don't worry, I got you. I put out a guide on how to solo the Expert version because the Expert version has a higher chance to drop the Watchful Eye with double perks, and you also have a chance to get an Adept version of the Watchful Eye. So definitely check that video out. It makes the Expert version way easier to farm, even if you are solo. So like I was saying earlier, machine guns are good in Heresy Act 1. We've got Overload Machine Gun this season, so we'll be able to stun champs, and we also have Hold the Line, while surrounded machine guns and glaives gain increased reload speed and stability, and final blows will heal you. So Bungie really wants us to use machine guns, and the Watchful Eye is definitely a good one to have in your arsenal. The Watchful Eye is a legendary arc power machine gun. It's an aggressive frame, high damage, high recoil, and I couldn't find any more aggressive frame heavy machine guns when I looked it up on light.gg. We do have the Swarm Adept, but that's a high impact frame. Song of Ir, that's an adaptive frame. We got a Fine Memorial, that's also an adaptive frame. I couldn't find any more aggressive frames, so I guess the Watchful Eye is pretty unique in that sense, and it's got pretty good base stats compared to the other ones. This does come with two basic origin traits. It has a Willing Vessel. Dealing damage or defeating targets with this weapon gradually grants increased stability, handling, and reload speed, and the effect gradually decreases over time, but is gained more quickly while near allies. And if you get a version with double perks to drop, you can also get the Runneth Over perk, where reloading near allies overflows the magazine. So Runneth Over is a very good perk to have, especially if you're on a fire team. In that first column of trait perks, you have Overflow, Dynamic Sway, Mulligan, Wellspring, Hipfire, Field Prep, and Eddy Current. There's really only two perks that I'm looking at in this column, and that is Eddy Current, temporarily increases reload speed and handling after sprinting or while amplified. The effect is improved when you are amplified. This is going to give you a plus 20 reload speed, a 0.95 times reload duration multiplier, also a 0.95 times handling animation duration multiplier, and if you're amplified, it removes the sprinting requirement and increases the reload speed stat bonus to 60. It is very easy to become amplified this season, which is why Eddy Current is a really good pick, but my top pick for this column is actually Overflow. Picking up special or heavy ammo automatically loads this weapon beyond normal capacity, and as you can see in the footage, I got Overflow on my machine gun and I'm getting well over 100 rounds in the magazine, so you can really just lay down the trigger and take out those pesky tormentors in the Nether. They do have other good perks in this column, like if you want to use this in PvP, you've got Dynamic Sway Reduction, improves accuracy and stability while continuously holding down the trigger. Mulligan's alright, missing a shot has a chance to return ammo. Wellspring is good, heals with this weapon generate ability energy. Hipfire Grip, definitely stay away from Hipfire Grip. Field Prep is also good. All you gotta do is crouch and you get a 50 reload speed, and you're gonna get a faster reload, but like I said, Overflow and Eddy Current, that's what I would be going for in that first column. In the second column of trait perks, you have Jolting Feedback, Rolling Storm, Killing Tally, Elemental Honing, Surrounded, Target Lock, and Sword Logic. There's a lot of good damage dealing perks in this column. Killing Tally, really good on heavy machine guns. Kills increase this weapon's damage until it is stowed or reloaded. This is going to stack 3 times. 1 stack is a 10% increase, 2 stacks is 20, 3 stacks is 30. It's a good pick overall, but we do have other heavy machine guns that come with Killing Tally, so I would rather go with something else. That is why I would suggest either Jolting Feedback or Rolling Storm. Rolling Storm is really good. Final blows grant bolt charge, while amplified, the final blows grant additional bolt charge. If you guys weren't already aware, bolt charge is the absolute meta this season in Heresy. You get 10 stacks of bolt charge, and then next time you throw down an ability, you will rain down a lightning strike that does massive damage. And we also have things like the artifact perk Flashover, which states that lightning bolts will deal even more damage. So Rolling Storm is definitely a good thing to have, especially for the DPS meta. But I personally like Jolting Feedback feedback a lot more. States that dealing repeated damage with this weapon inflicts jolt, while amplified jolt is applied faster. The reason I like this more is because there are other ways to gain bolt charge just through your abilities, and especially if you're on a Titan with the new aspect, you can build bolt charge really fast, so you don't really need rolling storm, and jolting feedback just gives you the benefit of applying jolt, and you also can rain down the lightning, so that is why I prefer jolting feedback. You also have elemental honing. Dealing unique elemental damage grants this weapon a stacking damage bonus. This bonus is increased for kinetic weapons, so this can actually stack 5 times. Since this is an energy weapon at a ×5 stack, this is a 35% increase to damage, which is really good, and it lasts for 20 seconds. You do have to jump through some hoops and deal some like void, solar, strand, arc damage to build it up to ×5, but it is doable, especially if you are on a prismatic subclass. Surrounded is also good for damage. That's going to give you a huge damage increase, 40% for just being surrounded by 3 enemies that are within 15 meters, but it is situational. You're not always going to be surrounded. Target lock is nice. Damage increases the longer this weapon remains on a target, but we already have machine guns that come with target lock, and we do have sword logic on this as well. Final blows with this weapon grant bonus damage. The strength and duration of the bonus increases when more powerful targets are defeated. Sword logic stacks up to 4 times, and at a 4 times stack, this does go up to a 50% increase in damage. It does state here that bosses give you 4 stacks, but you're not always going to be killing bosses, so that 50% increase to damage isn't too reliable, but hey, it's there if you want it. So Guardians, what is the god roll in my opinion? You can go with something like Arrowhead Break, just so this is a little bit more easy to control and land your shots. It'll up your recoil direction by 30 and handling by 10. Extended Mag is going to give you the most in the mag, but it does hurt your reload, so you may want to consider Appended Mag. Then in that first column, I would say go with Overflow, because if you have those Finder bricks on your helmet, it shouldn't be a problem picking up special and heavy, so you can always have an overflowed magazine. And then I would go with Jolting Feedback in that last column. And then if you're on a fire team, definitely go with the Runneth Over perk origin trait. And then if you do actually have to reload, go with a Reload Speed Masterwork, put a backup mag on there. And that is the god roll in my opinion. If you guys found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like if you enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.